So you're stepping into a new leadership role. It's got to be one of the most exciting moments in anyone's career, but it's also one of the riskiest. You get it right and you're set for success, but if you get it wrong, well, you could end up as just another statistic. In this explainer, we're going to break down the playbook from the New Leaders 100-Day Action Plan and give you a clear, actionable guide to make sure you beat those odds.
So, why is having a playbook so important? Well, it all starts with this pretty shocking number. Research shows that a staggering 40% of new senior hires fail within their first 18 months. I mean, just let that sink in. That's almost a coin flip chance of not making it. This is a high-stakes game for sure.
Okay, that statistic isn't meant to scare you off. It's meant to get you focused. See, failing in a new role, it isn't random. It's usually because people fall into the same predictable traps over and over again. And the great news is, if you have a structured plan, you can sidestep those traps and seriously boost your chances of success. So let's dive into how you do that.
All right, here's our roadmap. We're going to start by digging into that failure rate. Then we'll talk about the super important prep work you need to do before you even start. After that, we'll cover how to set your direction, how to build momentum, and we'll finish with the core idea that kind of holds it all together.
So let's just be real about what you're walking into. Those first 100 days, they're not just a grace period for you to learn the ropes. Nope, they're a minefield. People are judging you from the second you say yes to the job, and the pressure to get results is on from day one. This isn't just a challenge, it's a full-on sprint where any misstep can cost you.
And this is exactly why having a plan is your single most valuable asset. Instead of just reacting to whatever comes your way, the 100-Day Action Plan gives you a way to be proactive. It's not just a list of tips, it's a whole system for taking control, building up your team, and showing real progress when it matters the most.
Which brings us to what might be one of the most powerful ideas in this entire playbook. Your success isn't really determined on day one. It's decided way before that, in what the authors call the fuzzy front end. That's the super critical time between when you accept the job and when you actually start. This is your chance to lay all the groundwork so you can win before you even walk through the door. And the book is really emphatic about this. You have got to use this time wisely. That means you're reaching out for meetings with your new boss, with your key peers, even with your direct reports before you start. It means you're getting a head start on learning, you're figuring out personal stuff like where you'll park so it doesn't distract you later, and most importantly, you are planning out your very first day and the message you want to send down to the last detail. Every single thing you do here helps prevent a fire you'd have to put out later.
This table right here shows you exactly why all that pre-work is so vital. These are the biggest landmines for new leaders, and just look at when the first two are most likely to hit: disconnection and disengagement. They happen in the fuzzy front end. If you don't build those relationships or get a feel for the culture before you start, you're already playing catch-up. The other two, delivery and adjustment, they come later, but your ability to handle them totally depends on the foundation you're building right now.
Okay, so you did your prep work. Day one was awesome. Now what? Well, your first 30 days are all about one thing: focus. Your job is not to fix everything at once. It's to figure out and establish what the book calls a burning imperative, a single, urgent, shared mission for your team.
So, what is a burning imperative? Think of it as the ultimate cure for disconnected teams that are all working in their own little silos. It's that one crystal clear mission that everyone can get behind. It's not just another goal, it's the reason the team exists right now. It's the answer to the question, what is the most important thing we have to accomplish together?
And here's the absolute key to making it work. You can't just walk in on day two and announce it. That's not going to fly. Real buy-in? That comes from collaboration. The book makes it super clear. Your job is to guide a process where you and your core team create this imperative together. When they feel like they own it, it stops being your idea and becomes our mission.
All right, once you've got that direction set, the next 70 days are all about execution and building momentum. This is where you start turning that burning imperative into actual, tangible results. It's also the make or break window for making sure you have the right people on the bus and in the right seats to get it done.
So why is getting early wins so critical? I mean, think about it like this. 6 months from now, someone is going to ask your boss how you're doing. What do you want them to say? Do you want it to be, she's off to a slow start, or do you want it to be, oh, let me tell you what she's already gotten done? That difference is everything. Early wins aren't just about the results themselves. They're about shaping the whole story of your leadership. They create this positive cycle of competence and support that just keeps building.
And you absolutely cannot get those wins without the right team. The book lays out a really clear 3-step process.
First, you assess. You figure out the roles you need to accomplish your mission, not just the roles you inherited. Second, you decide. You have to be decisive. The book is really blunt about this. Delaying necessary changes to your team is a massive mistake. And finally, you have to evolve your team. This means finding what the authors call ADEPT people, the talent you need to acquire, develop, and encourage, while also having a plan to transition out the folks who just aren't a fit.
And that brings us to our last, and honestly maybe the most important part of all of this. This is the big idea, the philosophy that everything else we've talked about is built on. All the plans, the tactics, the strategies, they're all in service of this one core concept.
This quote from Lao Tzu, which is highlighted in the book, just perfectly captures the whole spirit of the plan. See, your goal as a leader isn't to be the hero who swoops in and saves the day. Your goal is to create a situation where the team becomes the hero of its own story.
So really, the ultimate takeaway is this. The 100-day plan isn't about you cementing your own power or building your own reputation. It's a framework for inspiring your team, for enabling them to succeed. It's about shifting the whole focus from me to we. Because when your team starts delivering incredible results, your success as a leader just naturally follows.
So I'll leave you with this one last thought to take with you. The big question isn't what you are going to accomplish in your first 100 days. The real question is, when those 100 days are over, what is your team going to proudly say that they accomplished?